Hello from Chicago, everyone. It's me, Corinne, doing voiceover on my vlog. Here's Drew walking in the rain. It kind of rained a lot this past month, but we've also had many heat waves, and right now we have a whole bunch of smoke, which is leaving me feeling basically horrible. But I'm still doing my best to get stuff done and be a person, which right now looks like laying in bed, not pictured. It can be really difficult for me to accept that laying around sometimes is an important part of being a person and taking care of things. Usually I feel like I need to be running if it's going to count as anything at all. But it becomes more and more clear to me all the time how important rest is to being able to be productive, to being able to be helpful, to being able to be myself. So I'm trying. I'm doing my best to be respectful of my needs for rest, especially when times are not ideal and I am not feeling my best. Taking time to breathe and rest, especially when the air is literally difficult to breathe, makes it easier or better or something to handle my life the rest of the time. Anyway, a little while ago it was a rainy day, and so we took Puka over to the dog beach, which was great. We don't take him there very much because it's usually super busy, and just, I don't know, it's not as fun for him or for us if there's too many people and dogs there. So going on a day like this where there were just a couple other dogs was perfect. He loved it, we loved it. I was wearing this rain jacket and these shorts, and then I walked into the water and was basically soaked. So there was really not much point in the rain jacket. I felt kind of silly after a while, but oh well. At least part of me was dry, I guess. Puka made friends with this dog, but as often happens at dog parks with water, he very soon became much more interested in the water than the dogs, and so after a while he kind of was just hanging out by himself. We had a really good time at this beach. It's so cool, and it's nice to have a spot that's really dedicated for dogs to be able to run around and be at the beach and in the water, which he loves and we love. So yeah, it was a good time, and summer has been treating us pretty well in general. It's been nice to take advantage of days where it's not super hot and the air isn't super smoky, and just get out and see the city a little bit. You can even see a little corner of skyline there, although it's north of Montrose Beach, so it's not really the real Chicago skyline that you might imagine, but it still is cute. Our life has been going pretty well. We both turned older, so that has been nice. It's weird, it happens every year, and actually when you think about it, you turn older pretty much every day. But when the year passes, that's when you really start marking it. I don't know, we've just been enjoying our time. It's been nice to not be in class all the time, and to have a little bit of free time, which, to be honest, has been a lot more full of things than I was hoping it would be, but it still has been really great. So, I don't know, I was really glad that over the past month I spent a lot more time outside than I have been, and we were stuck in this really torrential downpour a little bit ago, and that was fun to see. At least I really enjoy seeing rain like this. It was crazy, and it just feels, I don't know, like the world is alive and being reborn or something, which is cute. I love it. A few Sundays ago, we decided, kind of on a whim, to go out to Indiana Dunes State Park. It's somewhere we've been meaning to go for quite a while, and finally we made it a reality. We actually had driven from our house into the city, which is, north from where we are. I mean, we're in the city, but into kind of more north parts of the city, and then decided to go to Indiana Dunes, which is in the opposite direction, so it wasn't the best planning on our part. In fact, it was basically no planning on our part, but we did go, and it was really awesome. It was so beautiful, and it was a very hot day that day, but it still was so nice to be outside, and you can see how green and beautiful it is. It's right off Lake Michigan, so it's really nice, and because it was a hot day, there were a lot of people on the beach, but we actually didn't see too many out on the trail with us, which was fun. And it turned out that the beach we went to and where we parked was not somewhere that was dog friendly, so we could walk the trails there, but we couldn't really go down to the water, which is kind of the whole point of bringing Puka with us for this, because that's his favorite thing in this earth. And so eventually we ended up driving to a different beach that's also in the park. That was dog friendly, and he had a great time. But first we spent some time walking around on this really nice trail that kind of takes you around in the wooded areas before we kind of drove over to the different beach where we could get into the water with him, which was really needed because of how hot it was. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit to think of things to say, and I would like to hold the smoke entirely accountable for that. It has nothing to do with me, it's just the smoke. I said before that we were at Indiana Dunes State Park, but actually there's Indiana Dunes State Park and Indiana Dunes National Park, and we kind of moved between the two of them. Most of the public beaches, or rather most of the dog-friendly beaches, maybe all of them, are actually in the national park, not the state park. And so we went to this one, and Puka really enjoyed it. There were people out, but not as many as there were at the state park beach. That one was super full. So it was nice to have a little bit more space here and to be able to hang out and really get in the water. And it was honestly so hot. So I was really glad that we could get in the water, and the water was nice and cool and felt really good. The sand was kind of burning my feet, which I basically just ignored as much as possible, so that I could walk on it, but it was nice to walk in the water instead sometimes. I don't know, I feel really lucky to live so close to such a beautiful, huge body of water. It's not the ocean, but it's pretty close. And it's not salty, which is nice for dogs and drinking the water. One time we took Puka to the Great Salt Lake, and it was a really, really hot day, and we didn't anticipate that the water was going to be really low, and there were all these little puddles everywhere, full of water, but it was all salt water, and Puka tried every single one of them, hoping one of them would be full of not salt water, fresh water even. And it was horrible, and he was so thirsty, and we had to leave in a huge hurry and drive like 30 minutes before we could access fresh water. And so I was really scared, and that made me scared to take him to the ocean ever. But then we finally did take him to the ocean, and he figured out really fast that it was salt water since it wasn't all in different places. So anyway, it's a big benefit that lakes, or at least this lake, is not salty and instead is fresh and beautiful. The cats did not get to come with us on those outdoor adventures, but they do still exist, and we've been having a really good time with them at home. It's crazy, they're getting so big, and they're like turning from kittens into real cats, which I think is something I've said basically every vlog recently, but it becomes more and more true every time. They all are becoming so much clearly their own little guy. They have different personalities from each other. Zucchini, for example, loves tunneling through things. Pretty much any time you see a moving lump in our house, it's Zucchini under something. And I think that's pretty cute and smart of her. Here she is doing it again in a different spot, because that's just what she loves to do. Sometimes she'll like tunnel under and then just hang out there for a while, because she likes hiding in general. But also the other day I was sitting up in the library with them, and it was really sweet to see her and all the other kitties interacting, because I don't necessarily get to sit and watch them all the time, and so it just feels really nice to see that like Zucchini actually has really bonded. Also, can you believe Bean Sprout laying there with her head in my hand? I cannot believe it. It's so cute. A lot of the times when they're out in the whole house, they're like really busy exploring things and looking around, and so I don't get to just hang out and snuggle as much as I would like to, but sometimes they're in very snuggly moods, and I love that. I think it's so sweet, and sometimes I just remember how we found them outside and they were so scared of us, and I was so worried that they were going to be scared of us forever, and now they so willingly come over and like want us to touch them and to play with them, and they know that we'll take care of their needs, and I think that's so great. We got this little Aldi from Aldi, and the cats actually enjoy it quite a lot. Basically, it's just a cardboard box, but it has a little scratcher inside, and they really enjoy it. I wonder if they would enjoy the real Aldi grocery store. I'm not sure. I think they would like exploring it, but I think there would be a lot of sounds and people and smells that they wouldn't like as much. So, they'll take the little one at home for now. This is another thing I keep saying, but I really do want to see if any of them are interested in harness training. I just need to get the time and the effort together at the same time to get them trying on the harness and seeing who's interested. I don't know that all of them would be down for it, but I think at least some of them would. I'm pretty sure Zucchini would love riding around in one of those backpacks because she really, really enjoys riding around on my back anyway. And if it was in a backpack and she was outside, I think she'd find that especially nice. Basically, anytime she's around and I lean over or bend in half, I can count on her hopping up on my back. And sometimes she'll just lay down like she's going to hang out there for the rest of her life. And I do find that somewhat troubling because I cannot stay in that position for the rest of my life. It's just not going to happen. Recently, she's been really interested in being on top of the dishwasher, especially if I'm filling it up. She finds it so interesting to see the water go down into the tank. I think she thinks it's some sort of magic, and I love that for her. I don't know. It's been really nice just like kind of seeing how they all are. Scrunchhead also enjoys being carried around, so he'd probably like being in a backpack, and he has much less balancing skills than Zucchini does. So I think a backpack would be very beneficial for him feeling secure and just for his general safety and balance anyway. But either way, I think we could have some fun adventures with them outside of the house if we can get them situated, harness trained, and maybe get one of those cute little backpacks or a stroller or something, and we could take them to the farmer's market. I realized that I hadn't actually really taken any video of me making anything around the house recently, and so I decided to film me making lunch a few days ago. We had some tomatoes left over from our farm share, and I've been trying really carefully to use everything, so I decided it would be fun to put them in some quesadillas, and so that's what I did on this day. I feel like, I don't know, I get stuck thinking that making things is going to be so hard, and I forget that I like doing it. But, sometimes I actually end up doing it, and that's great. I think when I make things simple, that helps a lot. I tend to, when I'm meal planning, put together a bunch of ideas that are really complicated because they sound fun for me at the time. And then when it's time to actually make those things, I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? I get home after work and I just can't make myself do it. So instead, what I'm trying to do now is to be realistic and maybe plan one more complicated thing and a few easier things throughout the week so that I can make my life easier, and also just have things on hand that are going to be quick and easy to throw together. And so quesadillas are one of those things that you can just do whenever. I was struggling though this time for some reason with getting them to stay together, and I think it's because I was being impatient and not letting the cheese melt, which is like an essential part of quesadillas. So I don't know what I was doing or thinking, but in general I'm finding that just trying to keep things simple and have a place for everything is so important. Especially Drew and I recently have been trying to find ways to work with our brains and our bodies to make things easy to do and prevent the things that tend to stop us from getting things done. And having specified places for things is a really big part of that. And also having realistic expectations for what we can do and what we will be willing and able to do. One thing we've been trying to do with our goal setting is to set goals from the beginning with the intent to keep doing them until we don't, and then we can start over again. Because often one of the things that stops us from doing things is just when we don't do it, or we don't do it as well as we were hoping to, and then we can't get back on board because our plan was to do it perfectly from the beginning. But just making a little space for things to be, to stop doing things and start again, planning on that from the beginning can help us get over that like slump that comes when you miss a time. Because instead of feeling like, oh, I can't do it perfectly, why try and do it at all? We're like, oh, we actually planned on not doing it perfectly from the beginning, so this break we're taking was on purpose. And I don't know, it seems to be helping us stay on track. I guess we'll keep setting goals like that until we stop, and then we'll start again with that as well. Yeah, I don't know, I think it's so weird that, and now also maybe it's seeming really obvious, that you live your whole life and you think you know yourself, and then the longer you're alive, the more you learn about yourself, and the more we learn about each other. I think that's so cool, and it's part of what makes life interesting, and I'm excited to keep learning more about myself and more about Drew, and for Drew to do the same, and for us to learn about you all, and for you all to learn about us. And yeah, I don't know, thanks for coming along and seeing what our life has been like the past little while. It's really fun to share, and I know, you know, life is busy, but it's fun to share a little piece of it with you all. So anyway, love ya. Bye.